Welcome back. Today's reading is about some people stuck in an unhealthy relationship, and there seems to be codependency going on. And Spirit is saying, like, you're competent, you're capable, set your boundaries with these people, and know that you have everything that you need. Let's just get into, because like these three cards, they really do talk about setting those boundaries and working on an interdependent relationship instead of a codependent relationship. Let's go over like codependence versus interdependence. Just pretty much, interdependence is a healthy balance dynamic where individuals maintain their own identity and independence while relying on each other for support, fostering mutual growth. In contrast, codependency is an unhealthy, imbalanced pattern where one or both people rely excessively on each other for validation, resulting in enmeshment, poor boundaries, and a loss of personal autonomy. So when you are interdependent, you pretty much have your own goals. You're an individual. You're a separate entity apart from any relationship. And with codependency, there's a blur of those boundaries. There's a blur of that personal independence. I think this can come out in many different ways. I've seen it come out in parents to their children. You'll have parents who will treat their children like a spouse, pretty much emotionally. That's one way that, that's codependent enmeshment. You'll have siblings do the same thing to each other. They'll rely on each other in financial ways that are not healthy. They'll push that enmeshment to get what they want out of their sibling, right? Unhealthy family units really do push the enmeshment because it serves them. It serves their selfishness. Okay, so there's other ways that it can happen. It can happen in a romantic relationship. A lot of the time there will be one person in the relationship that will really push all their dreams, their wants, their needs onto the other, and the other one, who is, kind of a people pleaser, will really give a lot up of themselves to please and to treat the ones that they love the way they want to be treated, pretty much, right? And then they start losing themselves to that relationship. So in any of these situations, Spirit is saying that it's time for you to start setting clear boundaries. You need relationships based on mutual respect. You deserve that. Now, part of the I drew this card, and this card pretty much told me that you're facing this lesson right now, and it's lonely and it's painful. But Spirit wants you to tend to the small things. Like I said, boundaries are very important, and just working on, boundaries every day on what matters to you instead of what matters to that person or people. Just tell them, I can't do that right now. I'm doing something for myself. Just say, well, if you're going to treat me that way, then I'm going to have to remove myself for a while. And when you can treat me with more respect, more empathy, more understanding, then maybe we can talk. It's little things like that that will make a huge difference in your relationships. And once you start putting yourself first in certain ways and putting your self-worth out there and believing that that's what matters the most for you instead of, what's comfortable for everybody else, that's when you'll see things slowly start to change. It's a very hard, lonely battle. But it's worth it in the end. It really is. So, next I drew this card, which is Be Generous of Spirit. I want to read from the actual book on this one. Let's see, let me get to it. Okay, a healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. Lion spirit appearance is a reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Contentment with what you have right now allows you to use your resources wisely as you give to others in ways that educate, heal, inspire, and delight. Be proud yet humble. Practice gratitude and you will find the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing what you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. Lion Spirit knows there is a great savannah before you and many who will benefit from the healthy expression of your unique set of gifts. If you choose to work in partnership with Spirit, all your relationships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. This pretty much tells me that those boundaries are not going to just be good for you. They're going to be good for the people around you. They're going to teach people a healthier way of life. You really do teach people by just living in your truth. I've seen it happen quite a few times, is when one person in the family unit or one person in the relationship starts to heal, it kind of starts raising the whole vibration. And in the end, people have to choose if they want to move forward to a higher vibration. So there's going to be people that are going to be left behind in this, but the people who want to change, who want to be in a healthy relationship, will kind of gravitate towards that vibration as well. And you'll start seeing that and you'll start noticing the differences. And that's like a really beautiful thing. So I think that's what this card is trying to say. And then you've got this one, Time to Let Go. And that's just confirming that certain deaths in relationships, like certain deaths of the ways people are treating each other, acting to each other, need to happen. These ego deaths, these endings of old cycles need to happen so that you and the ones you love can get to a better place. There is a better way out there. There is a better place out there for these types of situations. It takes work, but it is worth it. Let's see. I got these two cards next. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. Just remember that when you feel something inside of you that says this situation doesn't feel right, remember to pay attention to that. I think Spirit really wants you to know that those feelings come up for a reason. And so if it feels wrong, you have to look into why. You have to go within and confirmation. You have to go within and look at why that feeling is coming through. It's a lot of the times Something in the universe is trying to tell you something. So you have to really pay attention to the small things. I got this card in reverse, and this pretty much just told me that you need to, while you're going through this process, hold on to your innocence. And that's hard. Like, it really is. You get bitter, and you start not trusting that good things are going to happen or that people are going to be good. And it's really hard when it's happened on repeat so much and you've been taken advantage of so much for your kindness. But Spirit is saying you can't let life get to you and make you defensive or make you stuck and unable to change, unable to move forward with a happy heart, with a kind heart. And then I got this. It came out in reverse, which is pretty much saying, like, we're never done learning. So stop thinking that you've learned all there is, and stop thinking that there isn't a message out there for you that you need to listen to. You still have to learn. We all are never done learning. You have to remember that at all times we have to be teachable. It's part of our power. We give up our power when we remain unteachable. I do believe that. You have to remember that, it's a tough lesson. We learn it over and over and over again in life, that it's not in our time, it's in God's time. It's not in Spirit's, like, it's not even, there's always a great lesson, and that sucks. It really does. But you have to let life unfold how it's supposed to. And you have to learn to let go and just, I would say, turn to wolf spirit. I do believe that animals can be our guides. I would urge you to look up what the wolf represents. He or she is a very important spiritual guide, and they will come to you when you need them. Your animal guides. There was, for me, there was a time when wolf spirit came to me, and in a dream, but it was a black wolf. And first, what happened in the dream is I was standing at my front door, and I opened the front door, and down the porch on the ground is this coyote. And this coyote was just writhing, and it was acting like it was hurt. And in the dream, I remember thinking, nope, you're not hurt. You're tricking me. So I went to close the door, and I didn't close it all the way because all of a sudden something black came into my vision. And when I reopened the door, there was a huge black wolf staring at me with just blazing blue eyes. I didn't realize what I was doing at the time, but I ended up painting something like this. And he just stared at me, this wolf, and we just stared at each other for a time. And then I got the calmest feeling, and then I just closed the door and I woke up. I had to figure out what he was trying to tell me through that dream. And I did figure it out. Sometimes we trap ourselves. we trap ourselves in ways of not giving ourselves the room to grow, not giving ourselves the room to, there you go, once again. That was confirmation. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. Not giving ourselves the room to be our authentic selves and learn the things that we should. We put up those walls, we get defensive. And I think Spirit's just trying to say that you need to let in the wisdom. You need to let in the bad with the good, because it's there for a reason. And I think we cage ourselves and we put ourselves in that box. And Wolf Spirit is saying it's not okay to do that to ourselves. We have to learn to love ourselves enough to just be open. I would just say, like I said, review what Wolf Spirit means and how you can let Wolf Spirit guide you. But also go through and review the importance of interdependent relationships. Let me look up something just real quick. Okay, so man. I am going to edit this part out, definitely, because it's taking too long. Okay, so here's kind of like if you're in certain relationships and you want to check if you have like that interdependence, and what's important for that interdependence, it's like we have friends we talk to and see on our own. We enjoy hobbies or interests on our own. We respect each other's differing beliefs. There's a sense of equality and give and take. We are free to express our feelings and opinions. We respect each other's private communications. We enjoy togetherness but allow each other space. We accept and don't try to change one another. We add to each other's life but can manage alone. Let's see. So when we're looking at like codependent relationships, codependent is hiding parts of ourself or fear of being exposed. You don't have hobbies or interests outside of the relationship. How your partner feels about you defines you and your feelings. You blame and resent each other. And then you have like the interdependent side, the ability to be vulnerable and honest. Individual activities are encouraged. You feel free. How you feel about yourself is defined by you and your actions. You take responsibility of your own actions. So I would just like encourage you to look up more of that kind of stuff and to see how you can work on that. There's a lot of books out there that can help you as well. And I think that once you do start working on those little things, you'll see your relationships and your life starting to change in some of the best ways. I hope this message gets to whoever it was meant for. I hope it helps. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.